Hi, I'm Rod, K8RR, and this is Vesco, LZ5 Victor Kilo, and we're at the ACOM booth at Hamvention 2025. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Rod.
So for ACOM is a major amplifier manufacturer. What do we have right here in front of us?
Okay, so first to introduce a bit, we are very happy to be here because it's been a long time since ACOM was last presented here at Hamvention, and we managed to do it, to get to this place this year, and we're more than happy to present our product line of tube amplifiers and the solid state ones. So we are starting from the biggest boy, from the classic, which is actually, I think that this one turned a quarter of century.
That's right. It's been around a long time, the 2000A.
Yeah, the ACOM 2000A. So a lot of improvements inside component-wise, but the concept is still the same, and we are still running it on two 4CX 800 tubes, which are, nowadays available from China, produced there. So something that we are asked a lot from people, what's happening with these tubes? They used to be Russian ones. Russian ones are not
available
anymore. You cannot obtain, but luckily there is a production in China. We are at ACOM factory. We are controlling the quality of every tube that enters the factory before we put it into an amplifier.
So there's really no concern about the fact that these tubes that have been made in China for quite a number of years
nowadays the tubes that we get
good
from China, they are on par with the quality of the Russian tubes.
That's great. That's great. Beautiful control panel, remote control capability.
This was this is different from the initial version of the amplifier dated 25 years.
That's right.
But it has this color display, and also one addition is the CAT control, so you can connect it to the transceiver, so the amplifier automatically follows band and frequency changes. And here on the back we have our 10-port antenna switch, a classic one.
It can actually be driven directly by the amplifier?
Yeah, you can connect it by the amplifier, but it has also own remote control box, so it can be standalone or driven by the amplifier. It has hot switching protection, also capable of handling like 3 to 4 kilowatts, depending of course on antenna parameters, but good one.
And here's the 2100.
Yeah, the 2100 is the next in line again. Legal limit amplifier, so easily putting 1500 watts. Here the tube is 4CX 1000, which is also a popular tube here in the US, well known.
Single tube, but very powerful and very rugged. This model has a larger power supply than the 1500.
Yeah, it's almost twin with the 1500, which we don't have here, but the main difference is in the power supply, and of course the voltage that we run the tube on, but this is it. So it has also the integrated 3-port antenna switch, so you can select which antenna to go from the front panel.
So the difference between this and the 1500 was mostly the power supply, also some of the switching?
Yeah, some of the switching.
And was the tube the same on the 1500?
The tube is absolutely the same.
For those who have a 1500, they don't really have to worry about upgrading to a 2100. It's sort of a lateral move. It's just a beefier unit for those who are going to buy this type of a manual tune amplifier. This is a really solid
many
unit.
People, they what we see, people are sometimes they are trying to keep low power levels for one and another reason, so up to 1 kilowatts, and hence we have these two amplifier choices. And moving out to the Next one, here we see our newest edition, which is pending FC certification to be complete, so we are expecting this to happen in the forthcoming weeks. This is the 1003 amplifier. This is, it was quite new for us as well, because for the first time we are putting triode tube in our amplifiers.
Okay.
It's the 3CX800, which is also very well-known and
there is a new supply of that too,
yeah,
also from the
from
Chinese
China. This tube is
manufacturers.
widely used in MRI equipment.
Right.
So this is why there is production of it, which is which makes it available and easy to obtain.
Very solid new amplifier, the 1003 from ACOM, and this is similar to the 1000.
Yeah, similar to the 1000 as a concept, as power. It has the antenna outputs, so three of them again.
Instead of only one
Instead
on the
of only
1000?
one on the
Okay.
1000, and the new tube. So
different tube.
we are trying to, once we invent some feature on some amplifier, we're trying to add it on any new.
And so the 3-port output on the 1003 is kind of the key. 1003 with 3 antenna output, and the 1000 has 1.
Yeah, actually 2 reasons for the 3. First, the 3 outputs, and then the triode. So it's
The triode is a big difference. That's the first time for ACOM. Then on this model,
well,
the
it's a
1010.
classic 1010, the best portable tube amplifier.
Portable.
We
But it
brought
is
this on a few IOTA expeditions
Yeah.
on contest. So because usually you have generators limited to 2 kilowatts, delivering 2 kilowatts, and with 2 kilowatts power, it's quite hard to run 2000 A or something like this. But this guy does okay.
perfectly fine for the expedition
and for field
a
day,
remote field day. Which tube is in the?
It's the
1010.
4CX800.
Okay,
The
so
ones-
another common tube that's pretty readily
the ones that
available.
we use in the 2000, and it's used also in the 1000.
Okay,
So in general we have 3 types of tubes. 4CX800, 4CX1000, and 3CX800.
over here is some of the components that you use in the amplifier.
Yeah, we are here to show these components because many times people are asking us, how do you obtain these components?
Right.
So here is the answer. We are producing them.
You make these capacitors.
We make these capacitors.
And band
We make the
switches.
band switches. It's another component that we have made RF switch up to 6 gigahertz for one of our projects.
Nice.
So just to show people what we are capable of doing.
You're able to control the quality level and have no issues
This is
with
actually
your band switches.
the main reason we are producing them, because we control the quality.
That's great.
We are producing every, so to say, critical component in our amplifiers. The band switches, the capacitors, the transformers are also produced by us. So
And before we move on to the solid state models, another aspect of ACOM is the fact that it's one of the top amplifier manufacturers with
thank you.
one of the best quality levels, and that's why we're really proud to be associated with ACOM at DX Engineering. So we'll move on now to the solid state amplifiers.
Yeah, before we go to the solid state amplifiers, maybe after. We are also not producing only amplifiers, but some other types of ham radio devices, and one of them is our solid state panel.
Oh, right,
which is
blocked from
just
view.
a moment. I'll take one from my colleague.
Sure you go.
So-
There's one over here.
There is one over here. So
Neat.
it's a bit strange because these things, the levers, they don't really move. We have just a sensor which
Touchpad.
you can adjust with the strength. that
Okay.
you would like to push it with, and then this is transmitting CW.
Really heavy bass. Feels like a solid.
Yeah, it's solid. It's about 1 kilo. I'm not sure what's this in US units.
2.2 pounds.
2.2 pounds. So, yeah.
That's a nice key.
Yeah, it's a very new addition to our product line.
And we don't have it yet. It'll be coming out.
Yeah, it
in
will
the
be coming
future.
up. So the new products that we're showing here, so the 1003, we will see other amplifiers
Yeah.
there, and other products. They will be coming in the next 3 to 6 months probably.
Very good.
Hope sooner.
Here we have the solid state 2020.
Yeah, again starting from the top of the line.
Right.
The 2020, it's our legal limit amplifier from the solid state line. It has 2 RF decks, each of them having a separate LDMOS transistor. The transistors are 1.8 kilowatts MRF 1K80 for the ones that are interested. Each of the RF decks has its own set of duplex filters. So we are filtering, we have high pass and low pass filtering there.
So there's no worry about the fact that there's going to be any harmonic emissions.
No, the harmonics are suppressed at very early stage, immediately after the transistors. And now this all goes into a combiner, which is pushing 1500 watts easily. It can pick up to 1800, sometimes 2000, depending on the antenna.
And the line voltage.
Line voltage is 240.
So this is strictly a
no
240
otherwise.
amplifier.
Yeah,
This
no
cannot be
other.
run on 120.
No chance.
Built-in switching supply.
Built-in switching supply here in the center. It's 3.6 kilowatt switching supply. Again, internally developed and designed by ACOM. And together with this amplifier, we have the as part of it, which you cannot live without, comes the remote control unit, the RCU,
Right.
which provides a 7-inch
TFT.
TFT at touchscreen, where all the amplifier controls happens. What is interesting with this RCU is that it is remote enabled by design. So there is a LAN port, Ethernet.
Right.
So you
Turn
can
it
see
around so that could be seen on the video.
Yeah.
LAN port.
LAN port, and if you connect it to your local area network, then you can open a browser, and through a browser you get absolutely the same interface, the same experience that you have on the touchscreen. No difference.
It's an identical clone of that screen right on.
It is actually one and the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a powerful unit. It runs a web server, and
Remote operation is really important for a lot of people.
Yeah, remote operation is trending nowadays, and we are seeing this. Many people requesting us to have the remote capability. A lot of companies are doing this with separate software, you need computer and so on and so forth. So our concept is, no, you don't need anything in addition, just a browser, because everyone has a browser. Software upgrades are also performed because there's a lot of software in it, you can imagine. They are performed over the internet, so whenever there is software updates, you just click on the check updates button.
Load directly.
It is automatically downloaded, applied to this unit, and if there is a need for the software for the firmware in the amplifier to be updated, this unit will also perform the amplifier firmware update. So the end user doesn't have to care about any additional programs and software to make the firmware. And just to complete the line here we have our ATU 2080, the automatic antenna tuner, which is not only automatic antenna tuner, but it also provides 4-port antenna switch built in. So gives you the possibility to connect 4 antennas usually what we were thinking, tri-bander, 40, 80, 160, that's for.
And you could actually label the antennas in the RCU?
Yes, you label the antennas in the RCU, you assign them to different bands. So when you switch a band, the amplifier automatically goes to the antenna which is enabled for this band, and it is not going or allowing you to switch to any antenna on different bands.
So you're not going to have an accident where the tuner or the amplifier is on the wrong band with the appropriately interfaced
Even
unit.
if it's on the wrong band, it can handle to some extent because we have lots of protections here. But yeah, and what is important for this antenna tuner, we have the indoor unit version, which sits on your desk.
Right?
But we have also outdoor version, which is completely the same. But it goes to your antenna because we know that when antenna is unmatched, so the longer the cable is, the higher the losses are.
True.
So it's best to have your antenna tuner as close to the antenna as possible just to minimize the losses over short cables. And the antenna tuner is controlled and powered through the coax cable that goes to the amplifier. That's it. No other cable needed for it to work.
Pure telemetry and power over the coax
Everything
directly.
over the coax, yep.
Very good. And then the other latest edition, which hasn't been released yet, but it's coming soon. is
Another
the
one pending
1400.
FCC is the 1400,
Right.
which is, over there on the line you see the 1200, which is our best-selling solid-state amplifier, well-known, proven one. So we tried to combine both worlds between the 1200 by beefing it up a bit. So we increased the power, and then we took the remote control unit capability from the 2020.
Put it into the 1400S.
And now we have the 1400S, which is 1200 watts, guaranteed 1400 on the peaks. It has RCU with absolutely the same interface as the one on 2020, absolutely the same capability connected to the local area network. It's just in a different box, which reflects the amplifier size.
Right, it's a smaller
a bit
RCU
smaller, RCU
box
for a smaller
to go with
amplifier.
the 1400.
Yeah, it runs on single transistor 1K80 single LDMOS,
And so, for those who are interested in remote, the 1400 is the way to go if they're not going to go all the way to a 2020.
yeah, these two are the best way to go for remote because they get the same experience when they open the web interface through the browser. So it's the same menus, everything is the same.
Now, for the 1400, that would pair up with the 06AT antenna
Yes,
tuner?
this will pair up with the 06AT antenna tuner if you want it on a desk, but I'm recommending to anyone go for the external one because
And is that the 04AT?
the 04AT is the external tuner, which has again the 4 antenna ports. It's absolutely the same device, just in a different box.
And it's,
so to
so
say.
it could be outdoors in the elements.
It can be outdoors, it can be indoors. Actually, it has very nice black colored box under this one.
Does it?
So you can also put it somewhere on your desk, but it's made to be put.
Most
to be
people
installed
mount that outside, closer to the antennas, as close as possible. to
as
the
close
antenna.
as possible. Yeah.
And the coax serves as control and voltage,
Yes,
as
and
well
this,
as RF.
This coax, we are guaranteeing that it will work on 50 meters without issue, so it's like 150 feet. Right?
150 feet. Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
But
Yep.
we have seen installation with thick cable where they are achieving times more,
Possibly up to 200 feet on heavy coax.
even more.
Even more.
I've
Okay.
seen 1,000,
Oh wow. Okay.
but I won't guarantee it.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I was surprised as well, but it was like that thick coax. So.
Now for that coax, no control cable is necessary. That runs back to either the the 1200, the 600, the
700, 1200, 1400, 2020,
even
and
the 500.
even the 500,
and,
yeah.
and the baby real suitcase, the Expedition amplifier
Yeah,
at the end here is the
that's
ACOM
our
500X.
field day amplifier.
Yeah.
So it's lightweight, a bit more noisier than the others. So if you're about to select one to put on your desk between this one and 700, I would suggest go for the 700.
Good idea.
Because it's much more quiet. So this is noisy, but for field day, this is much better in terms of size and weight, and for the expeditions, of course.
If I'm not mistaken, this is about 18 pounds, whereas the 700 is about 25 pounds.
Yeah.
For those of us in the U.S.,
Yep.
everywhere else, you have to say the kilos.
The kilos, yeah. Still not used with the pounds, but I will manage it, yeah.
And you're developing a new product here.
Yeah, this is also pretty recent development. It's our antenna rotator. So the rotator itself was taken from another project. It's time proven. We've been using it for many years, probably about 10. Yeah, first let me say something about this outdoor unit part. So it's all made of steel.
Okay.
No aluminum here, so the clamps are steel. This part is still everything. And yeah, it is controlled by a now familiar form we see here,
RCU
but for rotators.
And so it has a completely different software.
Completely different user interface, I would say.
Right.
But we're getting advantage on the software platform that we've built. So it's the same platform. It updates the same way as the amplifiers over the air. It provides the same features. So again, you connect it to your LAN, and you get absolutely the same experience as the one you get here.
That's a future product that'll come later on.
Yeah, this product we are expecting to have it released in about probably 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
It's yeah. Speaking with the numbers, yeah, we have the brochure here, so probably you can tell it into US units better than me.
Right, right. Yeah,
So-
the wind area capacity is expected to be around 35 square feet, and it'll have approximate torque of 5,000 inch-pounds, and braking torque of 17,000 inch-pounds. So it's a very heavy-duty
Yep. Indeed,
rotator.
heavy duty one with 5 levels of gears inside. And we are implementing lots of interesting features there in the RCU.
including remote control capabilities.
Yes, remote control is by design.
Right, right.
So you open the browser, you have the same interface. We have the possibility to define several antennas on a single mast. So if they are offset, then you can change antennas and directly see the proper beaming
Right.
of the antenna, not calculated, okay, this one was 30 degrees plus or minus. And also we are able to define different beam width for different antennas. So again, when you rotate it,
You can see exactly,
you could see exactly
where your
which
antenna
area it is covering.
covering.
So
Yep.
here we can switch between two antennas, which are 90 degrees offset. And we are also indicating clearly where the overlap zone is of the rotator, because it has such, of course, it's not endless, the rotation, so it has limiter switches inside.
And I understand it's basically a 400 degree.
400 degrees, yeah, we have
with a
40 degrees
degree overlap.
Yeah.
But last but not least, the new protector.
Yeah, the new protector. This was designed to solve a problem which has been experienced. You know, we were talking that tubes, we can sometimes overload them, so they are capable of getting load, a lot of load, including statics.
What,
Yes,
static
the
discharge
static
and
discharges, yes.
lightning
Because,
pulse energy.
in the tube there is just a spark that goes through the vacuum and then it disappears and it's all good. It's not the same with the LD-MOS amplifiers, with the LD-MOS elements. So we have some small circuitry built in every amplifier, but in case you live in an area which is you know,
A lot of
regularly struck or experiencing a lot of clouds, this is the lightning protection, which is capable of handling up to 2 kilowatts RF. Effectively, it's a high-pass filter.
It cuts to ground any of the
It cuts
low
to ground
frequency
low the frequencies
pulses.
which are actually the lightning pulses.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the input and output are interchangeable. So yeah.
So it's a bidirectional protection device, and it can be used on any system.
Yes, of course.
But it's especially designed for the solid-state amplifier.
Yeah, we designed it to solve problems that sometimes are experienced with solid-state amps. Of course, it's best to disconnect antennas, but when you have a remote station, as is the case nowadays, it's
it's done remotely. But in case it doesn't get done, this is a good
just another level of protection, which is better safe than sorry.
So ACOM is strong and working hard to bring the best equipment to amateur radio operators, and out of Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Great to have you, Vesko. Thanks a lot
Great
for
to be
the
here, Rod.
presentation.
Thank you for making this possible. And
from Hamvention 25, Rod from DX, Vesko from ACOM. It's been a pleasure. Have a good one.
Thanks a lot.